Hey guys, Dazzler Magic here, and a lot of people have been asking, especially if they quit playing Arena, is it actually worth playing the newly created Standard 2021, or whatever the hell they're calling it, where they basically just rotated Standard early and made a permanent queue for it? And I mean, right off the bat, without even playing it, I would have said, yes, of course, less broken crap, play it. But now that I've had the chance to play probably about 50 games in it, I can give you a pretty accurate take on it, and like I thought a little bit more level-headedly and logically before we knew this would be a thing when they were just talking about rotation, as I said, as many bad things are leaving the game, we've still got an enormous number of truly pushed, power level out of control cards that aren't going anywhere, and that is still the case. But before we dive into it, don't forget that today's video is sponsored by Unzipping's adorable cat emoji. AKA Mo. Look at that cute little guy. Look at that face as he sits there and guards the Dunkin' Donuts and keeps the humans away from them. I don't care if he's sitting there basically judging me like you don't need another donut, human. He's too cute. I'm already over it. He is so disgustingly cute, and he somehow opened a bank account and sponsored this video. That's not true. I just want to show a picture of him. He's cute. Everybody call Mo cute in the comment section, or I will murder you. So, the deck's in this format. Now, as far as annoying decks, you still got, let's dump every aura known to mankind on one creature and hope it doesn't die and win on turn 4 with it. And then if you blow it away, they just forfeit. What an exciting, interactive, skill-intensive game that is. But besides stupid glass cannon gimmicks, we've got 3 main problem decks that I think need to be addressed immediately. Now, that brings up an interesting question. Are they going to address it? This isn't even a real format. That I would almost even say it's not, not really DCI sanctioned play, but it's not a DCI sanctioned format, or it's not an official tournament approved format. I don't even know what to say about this, because it's like, we've got wizards and then we've got wizards. And by that I mean we've got the dumbass core staff who doesn't know their ass from their elbow, and then we've got the third-party people, basically, that they hired on to the company. They made Arena, and they actually have some brain cells between them, unlike the core wizard staff. And based on their past actions and current actions, they seem to be at odds with wizards. Now, I'd like to imagine just absolute, not even on speaking grounds, just every day they send an email, what the hell's wrong with Standard? Can you guys fix this? What are you even doing over there? Yeah, we're just the software side, but we've lost 50 to 75% of our players. Can you do something about this? And just getting nothing. Actually, it's like Mark and Aaron, that they're probably getting really sarcastic, arrogant, elitist bullshit back in response. So I'd like to think they just said, well, we're doing this. And like some kind of event planning person, they either phrased it, tricked somebody, or just did it. And here's where we're at. Or maybe they're like, hey, this is just Arena. Can we do like a little side queue? Maybe people want to rotate early. I know people aren't happy. This is a fun solution. And then Wizard staff is like, I don't care. Do you, whatever. We only care about paper. Oh, you want to make a second queue? Sure. More ways to play, whatever. They didn't even think about it because that's not their project, not their area of expertise. So realistically, I think they kind of tricked them into just saying, everybody jump to this queue. This is garbage. We're taking control of this. Oh my God, Wizards is a bunch of morons. So without knowing the true working relationship here, I can't say that an incredibly intelligent, reactive, much more logical staff that can actually do basic math and analyze things in real time and, maybe even make a prediction or two, which Wizard seems incapable of, and just fix this instantly overnight. Will they step in and just be like, you know what, this is banned, this is banned, this is banned. Oh, look, our new thing is perfect and it took us one day. I mean, they have access to the statistics on what people are playing. They got the little happy face, sad face thing, which is their little tracking thing. The little, did you enjoy this match? Smiley, not smiley. So they can lead on that and be like, we did an intensive research. No, we all know what's broken. I mean, how dumb would you have to be to not know what cards have to go right now? Are you kidding me? So are they able to do something about it? Is Wizards allowing them to do something about it? And will they do something about it? And if so, how quickly? If they literally do it within like a week of launching this new queue and say, oh yeah, these couple decks are problematic, bye. That would almost be an embarrassment to the core Wizard staff that they could analyze it, see the problem, and fix it in 1 week. After a new format was created. We all know that to fix something, it takes Wizards months and months and months and months and ruined tournaments and quitting people and FNM attendance dropping, and then they fix it. Then finally they jump on it. So if they're just like, we're not idiots, ban this, ban this, ban this. Oh, look, it's a perfectly even meta. There's 20 decks people can play. We eliminated tier 1. There's nothing with tier 2, which is the new tier 1. Welcome to deck diversity. And the power level's so suppressed, you could honestly build anything and play with it. That's where Magic has been targeting, by the way, in case you haven't been playing for like 7+ years like I have. That's where they were initially heading. That's where it initially was sitting at some points in its history. And then they screwed it up. It is a deck building game after all. You do need to be able to build a deck idea and then play with it and stand a chance. That needs to be a thing. Otherwise people will quit or just net deck. And then everybody who doesn't want a net deck will quit. And then all the net deckers will play mirror matches and get sick of it and they'll quit. So actually, yeah, everybody will quit. So that's why you need Magic to get to that place where people can actually come up with new deck ideas and build it. Plus, guess what happens if you want to build one deck? You build one deck, everybody's bored. Guess what happens when you have 10 deck ideas and you build 10 decks? You buy more shit from Wizards. You buy more cards, you buy more packs, you open more stuff, you use more wild cards. Wizards, do I have to remind you that that would be a thing you want the customers to do? So yeah, we're light years away from that now, but the current queue is closer. So to jump to the conclusion of this, Dog Cat Tribal. Holy shit, who thought it was a good idea to say, and prevent all damage that could be done to dogs? So you just free swing every single turn, stall out, drop tokens, chump block, and win. You literally cannot be defeated in combat. Your giant, huge row of turbo boosted to hell and back cats and dogs with all your little Lords cards and Lords Plus cards, honestly, they swing out every turn and they cannot be defeated or damaged or removed in any way in combat without a true actual board wipe. And then one board wipe and they're gone and the whole deck collapses. So it's like the weirdest, like most procedural bread and butter. I'm going to summon creatures. They're going to get bigger and badder over time and I'm going to swing at you. Rawr, I'm going to win with creatures in combat. Hooray for me. Traditional Magic. While still somehow being a stupid gimmicky glass cannon deck that fails to one spell. If your opponent does one thing, you lose the game. I'm amazed that they were able to make a bread and butter traditional, like, semi-tribal and then screw it up to this degree. So yeah, the dog that makes all other dogs invincible has to go. They have to ban it. Just, it's that simple. It's probably going to have to be banned from standard by early 2021, let alone right now. It is ridiculous. And unless you play basically pure control, you are not going to beat that deck. I mean, I've played life gain against it and they're swinging for like 30. I mean, I'm not going to gain 30 in a turn without killing them. It's not like I've never beat the deck. I've just, strapped a doubler to him, trampled past him with a spear in my hand and lifelink, and oh look, I got a 50-50, have a nice day. It's not unbeatable, nothing's unbeatable, but it is an annoying, obnoxious level of non-interactive, just you can't beat me in combat, and it's so aggravating. I hate it, it has to go. Number 2, my own damn deck. It is like a parade of bullshit that shouldn't have been printed, okay? Some of these cards with the current mana cost, like the equipment and its equip cost, and they're pushing it, but okay, it might be appropriate. Like, Godsend was amazingly good, but it only cost 3, but it was white. You had to be playing white to play it. I think it was double white, actually. It is a mathematically provable fact that every color in every deck should not have access to Stonecoil Serpent, that stupid unlimited trample lifelink stick for 1, the stupid Shadow Spear, and the Sunbond but 1 cheaper card is a little much if you strap it to literally anything with lifelink, and then Heliod gives your entire deck lifelink at will. So Heliod, the toothpick from hell, Mega Sunbond, I feel like I'm missing one, but then I also forgot one, and the new card that they added in the Arena tutorial. There's a secret, like, set release that they didn't really say anything about. They just dropped it on us. Its set symbol is just the A for Arena. I guess it's in, like, the whole new player experience. I hate to say, like, an intro deck or a tutorial or whatever. That's not really what it is, but I guess they're in some kind of pre-built starter deck. They reprinted a Johnny's Primate, basically. It starts as a 1/1. Other than that, it's a white split cost, 1 white, 1 generic, 2 drop, and when you gain life, you gain a counter. They literally put a Johnny's Primate back into the format. What the f*** were they thinking? I mean, whose idea was that? I mean, getting a counter every time you gain life is too powerful. It's that simple. And then you double it up with Heliod, and then he himself can grant lifelink. He's a bigger problem by far. And then be like, I'm running a mono green deck, and also I have giant lifelink because I have a spear that costs 1. That's bullshit. That is ridiculous. You cannot just give every color trample and lifelink simultaneously for one colorless. That is batshit crazy. There are reasons that white creatures have lifelink and green ones traditionally don't, and it's because green ones are gigantic and more powerful. So if you give them all the benefits of white but then make them bigger, nobody in their right mind would play white. So if you take a source of life gain, make it cost 1 and make it colorless so every deck can play it, the whole color pie just gets picked up and launched straight into Mark Rosewater's face. It doesn't mean shit anymore. And then, I mean, a snake that's just an X drop, colorless, no restrictions on what deck it goes in. It's good on turn 3. It's good on turn 50. It's the ultimate utility creature. It's pro multi, and then it has reach. That's too many different things to give every color access to. The card's way too good. It's also simultaneously underappreciated, unfortunately. But if you've seen it in my deck on live stream, I think I won, let's see, out of the first 10 games, I think I won 8 or 9 of them. It was disgusting. The first 3 games I won with over 70 life. It wasn't even close. I could have like literally just hit pass for 5 turns. And I still would have won. They couldn't even swing. I mean, the deck's disgusting. It's a completely and ridiculously pushed power level. It's just like I said, it's like a museum exhibit of shit they shouldn't have printed. So multiple pieces of my deck and the overwhelming concept of my deck both need to go. So like Heliod, the Spear, Stone Coil, whatever else I said, the Sunbond Junior Mega Super Evolved Edition. Is it obvious yet that I don't remember the actual name of the card? But bare minimum, I would start with the Spear and Heliod. I could maybe live with Stone Coil, whatever, it's a good creature, cool. But yeah, this deck it has a win rate of 90%. I mean, what more do I need to say? Oh, and I proved it live. A lot of times when I post my decks, people are like, you said this has like a 70% win rate, and I just lost 6 in a row. It's not as good as you said. Well, that's funny because I won almost every game with it, so it must be the player controlling it. I mean, I hate to be that guy, but you're the one f***ing it up. Make better mulligan decisions, understand how the deck works, cast things in a proper order, hold removal until you actually need it, and just generally learn how to play the deck properly. Okay, this is why you shouldn't copy someone else's deck, but, I want to promote anti-net decking, which is like, net decking is copying a top tournament results deck, not just, I found a deck on the internet and it looked like fun and I wanted to play it. That's not net decking. Net decking is I have to play with the top power deck. I'm going to play with tier 1 because I'm addicted to winning because I'm a shallow, pathetic, sad person. Net decking is a mindset and an attitude, not an action. If you're just like, oh, here's a pretty good power deck, I could, reasonably win with that. Okay, whatever looks fun, I like playing white. That's not net decking. So if I throw a deck out there and 100 people grab it and play it on Arena, good, I'm upping the diversity. More stuff for your opponents to play against, they get less bored, and you could win with something that isn't some, boring, tedious, copied bullshit. The problem is, you copy a deck, you didn't build the deck, you don't understand how the math works, you don't even understand what a good opening hand is. Most people just play with it without even studying the deck first for 5 minutes. Not smart. That said, watch for the deck list to be posted very shortly, probably tomorrow. So, use it responsibly and don't be a lazy dumbass who thinks the deck's gonna win for you, okay? You have to win with it. The weakest point of any deck is the person playing it, trust me. That goes for casual all the way up to the pro level. So the third deck that needs to be gone is Mill. It's fucking ridiculous. It's slow, it's boring, it's turn after turn after turn of endless turn, and it's just, even if you beat it, you're like, that was such a boring, stupid, non-interactive shit game, and half my stuff got countered or bounced back to hand. And that's what's really annoying, is you throw something down, they undo it. You throw something down, back to hand. You throw something down, oh, now it gets countered this time. Nothing sticks, you get to do nothing, you get no synergy, you get nothing, you get no permanence. You get to do nothing, you don't get to play Magic. Wow, that's fun, yay! If you are a mill deck player, the next time you boot up Arena and try to jump into a match, I hope your computer bursts into flames. I really do. You're an asshole, you're a troll, you're an immature, stupid, inconsiderate little bitch, and you need to quit the game immediately. There is something wrong with you psychologically. Get the f*** out of our community. Mill decks will never be okay. What you need to do is burn all your Magic cards and go back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Land, where all the immature, little, mentally deranged cave people can sit there and giggle to themselves about how hilarious it is that they're running this, turn 2 infinite combo, whatever, win the game on turn 2 OTK horse shit. Like, that's real big with Yu-Gi-Oh players. And look how degenerate this is. Look at this power deck I copied off the internet. Do you think I'm cool yet? Or maybe you might go a little more highbrow and move to the Pokemon community where you can play against a much more mature 10-year-old. But seriously, if you're a mill deck player, I'm not even kidding. Get the f*** out of our community. You are a disease. You're the same type of asshole who drops like 5K on a fucking commander deck, and you show up to like a fun, casual, semi-competitive, whatever blah commander night at your LGS and wins with some infinite turn 2 combo, and then everybody hates you and tells you to fuck off. Okay, that's you. And if you walk out wondering what everybody's problem was, you're the problem. Okay, you and your bullshit attitude, you and your I don't care about anybody else's good time, I want to win, I win at all costs, fuck everybody else, and your weird, whatever your social disorder is that causes you to think that that's okay, fuck off with it. So take your tier 1 highly competitive, broken, commander duel bullshit deck and fuck off with it, and take your mill deck with you too and fuck off with that too, okay? Fuck you. I'm running a deck that runs my opponent's library out, and it doesn't even let them play their deck at all, and it wins a whole bunch of the time. It's so awesome. Seriously, listen to me. Listen to me as hard as you can if this is you. Off. Everybody hates you. Everybody wishes that you didn't even show up to play, whether it's in person or digitally. You're ruining the entire game for someone, okay? Realize what you're doing, go get help for your weird sociopathic mental disorder, and f*** off with your mill deck. Now, if you thought those mentally deranged people running a mill deck were the problem, just think about who would design it and purposely keep putting it in the game, aka Mark Rosewater. Like, what kind of maelstrom of psychotic bullshit is in his head that he thinks the game needs that again and we need to bring mill back as a mechanic? Not to mention all of play design and play testing letting it through. What the hell led to that? Then again, Seattle wants to abolish the police and replace them with, pandas with baseball bats or some shit. I don't even fucking know at this point. They are batshit crazy over there. I really think that they have lead in the water. Hasbro needs to step in, fire everybody, burn the fucking headquarters to the ground, and move the company to somewhere that is literally anywhere that isn't Seattle. Anywhere else. The reasons are stacking up at this point. So, dogs, white life gain, in case I didn't mention that that's what my deck does and you didn't catch on by now, and mill. Those are the 3 that for sure have to go. I've seen some other ones that I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Okay, that's competitive, there have been some decks that beat mine where I'm like, okay, somebody came up with a clever idea. I mean, yeah, my deck's hyper powerful and it's broken and it's at a power level that needs to be addressed. That doesn't mean that everything that beats it is an unfair deck that's even more powerful. I mean, you can't win every game. I've seen some stuff out there that's pretty interesting to play with, and the good thing is there's a high variety of it. So it's like, oh, I got beat by this deck, then I got beat by this deck, then I got beat by this deck, and all 3 of them work differently. Okay, I mean, my deck is very sensitive to control. And there's not a lot of control, like board wipe and sheer creature removal, so creature control specifically, still left in the game with just, 4 sets legal in that queue? I mean, white basically has, 1 effective, good playable board wipe. That's it. I mean, they really have rotated out some serious shit. So what I'm beating is somewhat diverse. It was a lot of day 1, day 2 stuff where people are just trying out decks. I mean, it's hard to even say, my deck's amazing. It's like, I just took a deck that already existed and modified it. I mean, of course I'm going to win 90% of the time. That said, if you look at my deck and can't see a ridiculously disgusting over power level, you're blind. So I'm trying to think if I came across anything else that was just absolute cancer, and nothing immediately comes to mind, but there might be some more. So share your complaints about decks that you thought were just on a whole other level from anything else you built or played with in this standard 2021 queue. Just put that down in the comment section and we'll get people's takes on that. Also, I haven't recorded any background gameplay for this yet, so if I lose to something truly disgusting, I'm just going to throw it up and let it speak for itself. So, everybody tell Unzipping his cat is absolutely adorable. Thanks for watching. Wish I had better news, but watch the news because I have a feeling the Arena staff is going to act on this very quickly, and I will see you guys next video.